Hey, everybody. Good morning. It's Amanda Barton coming to you live from Seniors Blue Book for SBB Live. I am delighted today to bring on one of our brand new partners over at HomeWell, Mr. Kevin Walters. How are you this morning, Kevin?
I am doing well. It's beautiful here down in Southwest Florida. I do feel bad for the folks that are living elsewhere in the snow globe of the rest of the United States. Thanks so
And
much for having me, Amanda.
isn't that a real thing? Yeah, the winters here in Florida are they're just awful. So you
Somebody's got to do it.
yes, somebody does have to do it, and we are just so blessed that it has to be us. So you are new to the Seniors Blue Book Network. We want to introduce our viewers and our readers to Kevin behind the scenes. So tell me a little bit about yourself, how you got into the field that you're in now, and how you ended up with Homewell.
Sure, this is a great story. I think it gives an idea of, the one thing that I feel strongly about is you've got to have passion for what you do. And I feel like the career steps that I've taken in the past, and then I think it was finding home care for me is a personal experience too. And it starts with, from my career side, it starts with working in the IT and then HR and training, and then ending up at a large healthcare company based in Minnesota, and staying there for 12 plus years, working and accomplishing a lot in the time frame. And what it gave me was a glimpse into what we offered for our seniors there. There was an excellent Medicare Part D plan that was offered, or that is still offered by that company. And it really gave me an idea of what that means and what it doesn't mean. So in that backdrop, I left that company in September of 2019, and I decided I really need to do something different. I was needing to reinvigorate, find something that I was passionate about. And one thing that resonated and bubbled to the top was home care, because I had a personal experience with this home care industry back in the 90s when we were working to find my own grandmother home care. And back then it was really not much of an industry compared to where it's at now. And you're nodding your head, you're like, it really is a lot different. And it was a struggle. And I lived over 100 miles away from my grandmother. I would talk to my mom, and she moved my grandmother closer. And just could not find really reliable home care. Or if we found home health, they could only stay for a short amount of time still. And that's no discredit to home health, because I think they're a valuable partner in this industry and they really help us out a lot. Where I think it was lacking was just the home care industry. And we ended up having to put her in a home, in a nursing home. And it was sad. And we saw her walk in with minimal assistance to that nursing home. And within a year, she couldn't move and out of her wheelchair much. And it wasn't the fault of the CNAs or the aides there. They're just scrambling. They're understaffed. And back then, it was a real problem. It's even worse than it was, I think, even now. So that was really what propelled me to find something with passion. And once that rose to the top, I was like, oh, wow, this is just a good opportunity to do something for my fellow man and
Yeah.
really help out people, and not just help out the clients that need our help employ. And it was before pandemic, so I wasn't thinking, oh, well, we're going to have to, really buckle down and we can even help out more people. But it's ended up working out that way. And that's a good thing.
Where was your grandmother located?
So that was in Northeast Ohio. So that's where I'm originally from, is Northeast Ohio. Even though I wear this beautiful Florida tan, I moved down here in May of 2019 to actually escape the cold weather in that snow globe that we previously discussed.
Yeah,
So
you're rocking a better tan than me, and I've lived here for 20 years, so it's yeah, embarrassing how often I don't get sun. No, the reason I ask is I really think that Florida, especially Southwest Florida, is a step above the rest when it comes to the quality of care. I think you're going to see a big difference in what, Southeast Ohio would have to offer as far as even senior living communities. I've kind of traveled the US and looked at the different options that are out there, and I think our hospices, our assisted living communities, independent living communities, and definitely our home care does such a fantastic job. And I loved your comment about no discredit to home health, because the marriage between a Medicare certified home healthcare agency and a home care private duty is so valuable. I always like to use the example that a Medicare company is not going to walk your dog. They may make you something quick to eat, but they're not going to wash your dishes and prepare your food and make sure that you have all of those things in place that you really need for your activities of daily living. So, talk to me about some of the services that HomeWell offers your clients. Talk to me about your process for care plans and what makes you unique.
Well, I think what makes us unique is, I would say everybody in this space brings it. Okay, so there's a lot of good competition. I always think it's very healthy. Where I think we differ from a HomeWell perspective is how we look at our ADLs and IADLs, how we look at the overall patient care. We're focused on aging in place. So, how are we doing that? Well, a few ways. First, we have a program that's called LEAP, Life Enrichment Activities Program. And what we focus on in the LEAP program is keeping our clients engaged. We want to make sure that they're mentally engaged. We want to make sure they're physically engaged. We work to find what activities resonate with them and engage them on them, whether it's playing games, puzzles, walks. I would say gardening. One of my colleagues, one of her CNAs gardened with one of their clients, and they have an awesome story. It was just hard. It just got to you. It was like, oh, it was just beautiful what they did in their garden together. And it was something that, their clients really enjoyed. It was a couple. And I just thought that's something that I think is so needed, is that engagement. Our second program is the Sure Step program. And the Sure Step program focuses on making sure that we're preventing falls in the home. So that involves a lot of analysis. I would say not, I'm touching my IT side here, but it's not that kind of analysis. It's looking at somebody's home, saying what is safe, what is not safe, how can we mitigate those risks, make it a safe place, because people do, again, want to age in place, want peace of mind. And I would say the third difference is we offer a Go HomeWell program, and Go HomeWell focuses on, I'm coming from one of those awesome facilities. We do have great healthcare down here, and I think the facilities down here do really well. It is a cut above what I've seen in Ohio. Again, not slamming specific areas, but I feel like the population here drives the demand for good
You
services.
nail on the head. I mean, we've got
Mhm.
5 million seniors down
Yeah.
here. Probably, I think that it's probably 65-70% of our residents in Lee and Collier are seniors. So, of course we are. We have to be, because there's so many choices for them down here.
I do. I feel like, and so I feel like the Go HomeWell really bridges that gap. It's a natural relationship to have with all of the ALFs, the ILFs, our skilled nursing facilities, our home health partners, and rehab facilities, making sure specifically that they understand there's a safe place for their patients to come when they go home. And we make sure that we provide those services needed ahead of time, try and get, to talk to the client and those people that care about the client, their family, their own caregivers, their family caregivers,
Mhm.
make that a safe place for them to come home, and a welcoming place too. We
No,
don't want them coming home to, a refrigerator full of food that, ooh, it's pretty nasty. It can go basic to that, to some of the things that we're doing in the Sure Step program too. If somebody has hip surgery, that's really a potentially dicey situation, as far as you're getting into your home and you're already, struggling with balance and just trying to regain your strength. We want to make sure that people can go home, live at home, enjoy their lives. and do
Right.
it
So
peacefully.
you're really, that's a transitional program that helps make sure that they transition back into the home safely and healthy and happy. I love it. That's great. Now, how long have you been with the organization, and what was your background before?
Yeah, so I've been with the organization about a year. So guiding you through that process, I signed about a year ago, and we all know what happened around my birthday in March. All of a sudden, everything literally it was on my birthday. Everything started to shut down. So that slowed the I would say beginning stages of my licensure and opening of my business. We just opened earlier this year, so I feel like you always got to have a plan, and my plan is long term. I love this industry. I love the people that I've met so far, and everybody's just gracious and fantastic with sharing information, especially you. And I'm not just saying that because you're on camera with me. But where it started was with my career. I mean, I've always been, these glasses are no joke. I've always been a bit of a nerd. That's what I do. I own it. And always was interested in computers and people. I actually started off as an engineer in college and moved to business to be an information system, some kind of like a social geek. And that's where I think all of this intersects too, because there's a lot of technology that you can use to make the operations more effective. And there's also that personal touch that we also need. So my career has always morphed around technology consulting, learning consulting, which is a big part of being introduced to, how we take care of various health areas of our demographics. So whether it's our seniors, whether it's labor and delivery, everybody in between. I mean, so I've had a good bird's eye view of that working in, HRIS and learning over the course of my career. And that's where I feel like it's a good intersection. I got to be in some leadership positions at my previous role too. It was great. And I feel like this fits like a glove. This just seems like a natural fit because I get to meet great people. I get to work with wonderful clients and some clients that frankly may not even know they need me. So it's great.
Well, and you're making
So
a difference. Our seniors are our history, and you are catering to a generation that we all just adore and owe a great deal of gratitude to for getting us to where we are today. So, I applaud you for coming into the industry, especially in the middle of COVID. And I know that you're going to do so exceptionally well with that holistic view that you have on home care. And what I can say about Southwest Florida is that we are a very welcoming group of folks. And as you mentioned, there's going to be a lot of people here to help you. So we can't wait to help you get it kicked off the ground and continue to just do these interviews and make sure everybody knows who you are and what you're doing out there.
I love it. I love it. And I think everybody, like I said, I think the quality of focus on the senior population here is what really, like we were talking about before, makes this not just a fulfilling, part of my life, but it makes it mission driven too. It's really about the mission. And I can't say enough about the caregivers I've had the opportunity to be with too. We've been doing a lot of recruiting of caregivers, and we found some excellent ones. And
Hang
it's
on.
about having a heart. Yeah, it's about you got to have a heart to be in any part of the servicing and helping our senior population.
I
It's
couldn't
all about
agree more.
heart and
Couldn't agree
relationships.
more. You definitely hang on to those good caregivers. They are the diamonds in the rough.
For sure. Yeah, there's a lot of people that want to do it too. And to me, you can train on some skills, but the one thing you can't train on is heart and in the desire to help people, and having your heart in the right place is what this is all about.
I couldn't agree more. Well, thank you so much for your time this morning, Kevin. It was a pleasure getting to know you, and I can't wait to meet you in person and have you come to a few of our events.
Looking forward to it, Amanda. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.